ponies, marching proud. All together now, every one of you. No pony left behind. Life is so grand in our town.
Hey, every pony, welcome back to Pony Talk. Well, it's time. Let's talk about Starlight Glimmer. And there is quite a bit to talk about, but first I want to start off with how she was the most terrifying villain in all of MLP. Or at least in Friendship is Magic. And, yep, was is the correct term to use. And I'll get to why that is in a bit, but let's start with why I was really scared of her. Well, it's actually very simple. See, out of all the villains Friendship is Magic has had, they've all been classic fantasy villain type characters. Fun to watch, sometimes fun to root for, but always fun to see them get their butts kicked. But Starlight was something else. Starlight represented something that is very real. She was a cult leader. I know some people said she's communist, socialist, Marxist, whatever. No. No, this was straight up a pony cult. They never gave her town a name. Well, I'm giving a name now. It's Pony Jonestown. And she followed all the classic cult leader tactics. Taking away individuality, breaking the will down, building them back up, saying her way is the right way. Yeah, like, this must have been very well researched, and that itself is pretty terrifying. I mean, she did not use magic for this. Sure, she used her magic to take away cutie marks and take away Pony's special talents, but after that, it was the classic cult stuff. She had a brainwashing room! Ugh, that's just so creepy. Just think back on it. Who was the first one out of the main six to say something was wrong with the town? Pinkie Pie. And she didn't smile once. In fact, she made this face during a song to Fluttershy. That should prove you something's very, very wrong with this town and with these ponies. I mean, even the first time the main six meet with Starlight, you just tell there's something just wrong about her.
Well, however you found us, we're happy to have you. We're happy to have any pony who wants to experience true friendship for the first time.
Say what?
Oh, indeed. That's what's so unique about our village, you see. Around here, we don't flaunt our special talents because we don't have any special talents to flaunt.
Is that why you all have those cutie marks?
Perhaps it would be easier to understand if I gave you a tour of the village.
Then when they launch into In Our Town, the feeling of dread just kind of grows and grows, and what I hate the most is that song is very, very catchy. It's almost easy to see how she swayed ponies to her way of thinking with it. There's especially one part that sticks out to me that just unnerves me the most, and this is it.
You can't have a nightmare if you never dream.
Again, ugh. But for me, what sticks out the most about that part is, I've thought that. When I was having trouble with my computer and I had the virus and I wasn't sure I was going to be able to continue making these videos, that line was repeating in my head over and over again. Heck, just these past couple weeks when I saw how far my views have dropped, I was thinking that. So that's what makes it so just unnerving and scary, is there's kind of a hint of truth about what she's saying. I mean, let's look forwards, or backwards, a bit, whenever she is talking with young Fluttershy and the bullies, and drops this nugget.
In a world where every pony is unique, some are bound to feel more special than others. But that isn't a license to be cruel, is it?
No, of course not.
Oh, isn't it a shame we don't live in a world where every pony is equal? No one would ever tease anyone there. Wouldn't that be nice?
The thing is, she's kinda right. I mean, it would be really good if we could have a sort of equal footing with every pony, and others wouldn't flaunt their talents to make others feel less than they should. And that, again, is why she's so scary. She's taking a semi-true statement and twisting it around and making it hard to fight against. She is a master manipulator. I mean, think about her village. I highly doubt she forced those cutie marks off every single villager. They had to find her at their lowest point and say, yes, I don't want my cutie mark anymore. And then she took them away. And then the brainwashing happened. And they were very well conditioned. We make fun of the I didn't listen face, but go back and watch that scene again. Party Favor sacrificed himself basically to keep his friends from getting in trouble. He didn't really believe in Starlight's philosophy anymore. But one night back in that room, and he's right back on the horse? Well, that just sounds wrong. Point is, he was swayed back to her way of thinking. And that could have easily happened to the main six if they stayed there that long. And she was willing to keep them in there, too. Let's also not forget that she didn't just leave their cutie marks in her little vault there. She was smart enough to have them brought to her so she could keep an eye on them because she knew the main six weren't so easily swayed. In fact, you want to be really scared? Think about this. Had there not been the accident with the water tub, and had Fluttershy not been there at that particular moment to see it, they probably wouldn't have got their cutie marks back, nor uncovered that Starlight herself was using a fake cutie mark. It is just by stroke of luck, and maybe writer's convenience, that Fluttershy happened to be there to see, Stupid sexy Starlight! Now, where was I? Oh, right, Starlight being evil, manipulative, and pretty smart. In fact, she was smart enough to be the only Friendship is Magic villain to not just stand there while Twilight gave one of her friendship speeches.
Every pony has unique talents and gifts. And when we share them with each other, that's how we...
Quiet!
Oh, that face. Oh, Twilight just does not know how to process what happened. But, of course, we all know that Starlight was eventually run out of town and disappeared for a while. But then showed up a couple of times in the background. And this was a great bit of subtlety on the production staff's part. I really wish they'd done this a little bit more throughout the season so we could try to catch her watching Twilight and her friends. But you'll notice the two times we do see her are when Twilight are talking about how important friends are to her now, and when time travel has been brought up. I think that really helped lay the groundwork for what would happen in the season finale. Which, of course, were time travel shenanigans and showed just how vindictive Starlight could be. Although she did get winner for best face of the season. Sorry, Rainbow Dash, that wins out. But not only do we see she just doesn't seem to care about the repercussions of what she's doing in the timeline, whenever she finally reveals her plan to Twilight, well, take a look what happened.
My village was a sanctuary of equality where no pony's cutie mark allowed them to feel superior. It was a special place, and you and your friends took it away. Now it's my turn to take something special from you. Without the rain boom, you and your friends will never form your special cutie mark bond. Cutie marks for cutie marks! Sounds like a fair trade to me.
This isn't the calm, in-control Starlight that we met back in the village. She has become unzipped. Obviously, losing all that really stung, to the point where she's made it her mission to screw with Twilight and her friends' lives. As I was watching this, I was wondering, what could really bring her to this point? Is she just this crazy madmare? And then we found out why.
And just like that, my friend was gone. His family recognized his magical talent and sent him off to Canterlot. I never saw him again. Well, why not? Because of his cutie mark. He got his and I didn't. He moved on and I didn't. I stayed here and never made another friend because I was too afraid another Cutie Mark would take them away too!
And that's where it started to lose me, because really? Really, that's the whole reason for all of this? The whole reason she hates cutie marks? The whole reason she found a way to remove them? The whole reason she started a cult? Because a friend left her? And not even really left her, just moved away, but there's a mail system. They have addresses. Sunburst knew where she lived. They could have written each other. I don't know, Sunburst kind of sounds like a jerk at this point. And I'm not trying to make light of this. Losing a friend can be a very saddening experience. I've lost friends. I've had friends completely turn on me and start making fun of me. It has impacted me a lot. It gave me a lot of issues to work out and a lot of trust issues. But you know what I didn't do? I didn't think, hey, I'm going to start a cult! This really took her from being kind of a smart, intelligent, manipulative character to, well, kind of a bratty child. Someone who just goes to complete extremes because something doesn't go their way and everyone else is at fault and they must pay. That's kind of almost like a sociopath or psychopath line of thinking there. Honestly, the best comparison I can make after seeing that backstory and her extreme reaction, Starlight Glimmer is the pony version of Dennis Reynolds from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. What? You don't believe me? Well then, have a look at this.
I have contained my rage for as long as possible, but I shall unleash my fury upon you like the crashing of 1,000 waves! Begone, vile man! Begone from me! A starter car! This car is a finisher car! A transporter of gods! The Golden God! I am untethered and my rage knows no bounds!
Yeah, works a little too well, doesn't it? And of course, all of this makes the big reform just that much harder to take. I mean, congrats to Twilight for finally being able to give Friendship Feet to Starlight, but just something about it doesn't sit well with me, nor does it sit well with many others around the community from what I've seen. Part of it is I think we're in reform burnout. As I mentioned in my Season 5 overview, a lot of characters got reformed this season, so seeing yet another one was kind of, maybe overdoing it a bit. And on a personal level, Starlight made such a really good villain that I just kind of bummed to see her turn to a good guy, just because the show needs a good recurring villain. And her such extreme reaction to one friend leaving does make it hard to buy she would just suddenly turn around because, hey, you can have more friends. Like, why didn't she ever think of that before Hoof? I think the way I would have played this to make it all flow a little better is I would have had Sunburst left and that upset her. But she did try to make other friends. But then they kept getting their cutie marks before her and also leaving. Then, just for the cherry on top, when she finally gets her cutie mark, the last friend she had doesn't, and then she leaves. There, that implants in Starlight's brain, cutie marks are bad, and no pony needs them, they need to be taken away. That just would have worked a lot better for me, because you could see how she would form the idea. And then maybe the reform would have also worked a little better, but it still would have felt rushed. Also, I do find it a little funny that while this is happening,
And it's not just my friendships that are important to Equestria. Every pony's are. When yours ended, it led us here. But just imagine all the others that are out there waiting for you if you just give them a chance.
How do I know they won't all end the same way?
I guess it's up to you to make sure they don't.
this is also happening.
Take my hand, Twilight. Let me show you there's another way. Just like someone once did for me.
Kind of got some kind of reform convergence going on here, don't we? Also, how many times have I used that Friendship Games clip at this point? Any pony keeping track? So, yeah, I guess I'm not convinced yet of Starlight's reform. But at the same time, I know this thing also played out with Sunset Shimmer, and I really like her now. And I admit her reform was a bit quick. But the difference is we got 2 movies afterwards of Sunset dealing with her actions. So we could sympathize, we could feel sorry for her. We don't have that yet with Starlight. All we had so far is a musical number to wrap things up, and oh look, it's all good and we're all happy now. And while that does fit the overall tone of Friendship is Magic, I think we all need a little something else. So I'm really glad Season 6 is coming soon. In fact, it's coming even sooner than we thought, apparently. But still, it means we can see how this is all going to play out and make final judgments there. But I feel like there just needs to be a little bit more, little distrust at first with Starlight and the others just because of what she did. I suppose the good thing about Season 6 starting in just a few weeks is we're not going to have to wait too long to see how all this will play out.
But until that happens... Panic! Ah! Panic! Ah, Joe! Joe, no, no, no! No, no, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do?
I never thought that I would find a place to step right in and start again. I never thought that I could just begin right where I left off.
Hey, every pony, got a real quick announcement here. Do you like My Little Pony? Do you like card games? Do you like getting free stuff? Well, then you are in luck. My roommate, the Nate Damz, is currently holding a contest over on his own channel where you can win this snazzy Mailmare pin from... Want to know how? Well then, follow the link in the description below there, watch his video, and you'll figure out how you might be able to win this little pin. And while you're over there, you might as well check out his own videos. They're all about the MLP collectible card game, and how to build decks, strategies, what card's good, what card's bad, you know, things like that. So, if that sounds like something you're interested in, why don't you give his videos a watch, maybe subscribe, give him a like, all the good things we do here on YouTube. For now, I'm off, and I will see you guys again for more Pony Talk.